Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. I just thought of this. I don't think I've ever really said this, but sometimes family court can be easy. I've kind of alluded to it because sometimes when guys get on the offensive the right way, the mother's willing to settle because she didn't think that you were going to fight. She's used to kind of controlling you or punking you or manipulating you. And then you stand up to her and she wants no part of a custody battle unless she can run you over and easily manipulate you. A lot of narcissists are like that. As long as they can easily manipulate and control you, they're fine. They freak out. It's like when you stand up to the bully that's been bullying everybody in school and taking their lunch money or whatever, you finally stand up to them. They don't know what to do with themselves. And some of them tuck their tail and run, especially one who you stand up to and you actually get in a fight in, and you hang with them or you knock them out. So sometimes these cases, the other side has you intimidated because they went to court and blindsided you or served you with divorce papers and you didn't see it coming. You have to act like it's, if you saw the movie Red Dawn, the opening scene, the Russians are landing, I think it was Colorado, the setting of the movie is so long ago. Suddenly the Russians just parachute. This is back in the day when we were worried about World War III with Russia in the 80s or whatever, in the Cold War. So the Russians just drop out of the sky, parachute, and they walk up to the school and they just start shooting and killing people. Nobody's sitting around in that movie saying, man, what are they doing? I like the Russians. Why are they doing this to us? Let's try and talk to them. Actually, if we just sit here and be nice to them, maybe they won't shoot us and kill us. No, it was war. They declared war on us and invaded us. Your baby's mom, your wife, for some of you women, your kid's father, blindsided you, got you kicked out of the home or took your kid or took off. They just declared war on you. If you get on the war path and get on the offensive, some of these cases, they end as soon as you do that. All you got to do, I was in and out of court off and on for 20 years. I was in a war, the only reason that happened was because the mother got an attorney who was relentlessly intransigent. And he took it personally. When I stood up to him and filed bar complaint after bar complaint, I took him to a restraining order court. I tried to get an anti-harassment order against him a couple times. That wasn't going to happen, but I let him know that I'm going to be dragging you in court also. The judges aren't going to grant a restraining order on my behalf with an attorney I'm facing, even though he committed harassment under RCW 10.14 of the law, which is now 7.105. They changed it. So I was in and out of court for 20 years. If some of you guys, if all of you did everything that I said, at least 25% of you, your case will be over within a month. If you do it right from the beginning of your case, almost half of you will have a good result within a few months and settle. And then some of you might have to take it all the way to trial. There'll be a small percentage of you, no matter what, the mother's going to railroad you and screw you over. I can hear people saying now, that's me. No, that can't be all of you. You guys are going off of what you've seen in your case so far because you got blindsided, you're still in shock. There's the shell shock of the first bomb of the, what do we call it? We went into Iraq, Operation Shock and Awe. The mother came in and blindsided you with shock and awe, restraining order, kicked out of the home, all this other stuff. Now you got to do the stuff that I've talked about before, like sit down and think and make up your mind. She just declared war on me. This case is going to trial in about a year. I need to plan this out for a marathon. I need to plan this out for the long term. This is a war that's going to take a year. I'm going to go through hell. I'm not going to get what I want right away. Sometimes I might get something. I might have to piecemeal it, or little by little, I'll inch my way into 50-50. But some of you, like I've had people who they file stuff and they half-ass the little stuff I tell them to do. And next thing you know, the mother wants to settle. but they took some kind of step to get on the offensive. You know, there's a case, I've talked about this case before. Mom trashed the dad's house, took the kid, threatened you'll never see the kid again. He was freaked out and scared. He called me. He got a couple of my packets, responded to her paperwork starting a custody battle, sent her interrogatories that were like this thick. I have a packet that's like 170 pages long. The next day, she wanted to settle with him, and he got 50-50. If some of you would just do, that's not even that hard. He got a motion packet of mine and responded to her petition and got my interrogatory packet. And even if you don't get my packets, I have a free link to a free sample of interrogatories. If you go to your court's website and get the form for the motion form or standard declaration form or whatever they got, and you watch my videos and you put the science together. Now, it saves you dozens of hours if you get my packet in my store or whatever. But one of the 50-50 cases, testimonies I just posted. I posted 2 testimonies about dads getting 50-50 after working with me. One of the dads, he was getting Saturdays for like 8 hours, 9 to 5 on Saturday, something like that. He was getting every Saturday. He had 3 different consults with me. He got on the offensive, and about a month, I can't remember like exactly the timing of the consults with me, so maybe he was in court for a few months. About a month after talking to me a few different times, boom, she wants to settle on 50-50. See, the problem is, most of you guys won't even attempt to do the stuff I'm talking about. Oh, I got to do what my attorney says. Oh, I got to do what the guardian ad litem says. Oh, I got to do what everybody else says. My mother's brother's cousin's sister said, you know, be nice to the mother and tread lightly and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, the mother's taking your kids, abusing your kids, alienating your kids, which is just, according to Dr. Childress, like I said in another video, that's just as traumatic as physical and sexual abuse. If your kid is getting sexually molested, would you send your kid back to the mother? Or would you play hardball and keep your kid and go to court to go for full custody? Well, if she's alienating your kid, she's doing the same thing or something that's just as traumatic. The trauma is still there. You know, obviously the physical abuse isn't there. But Dr. Childress says there's just as much psychological trauma that comes with alienation, because you're ripping a kid's soul and spirit and mind and, you know, psyche in two. You're tearing them apart. And kids can't handle parental conflict in the first place. Then they're gonna be made into a tool or a weapon, and then the mother wants them to be a foot soldier in their war against the father. If some of you would just do something to get on the offensive. I had a guy in Texas. His kid was like 1.5 years old. The mother wanted to move out of the state. She went to court and she started doing this and that. His attorney's like, let's tread lightly. Let's gingerly walk around and not attack her. I said, dude, did your attorney offer to do a deposition? This guy had 1 consultation with me. And then I think he did a follow-up email or something. I said, is your attorney doing it? Actually, I think he had 2 consultations. He had a short 30-minute follow-up, I think. And then he followed up with an email with a quickie question one time. He did a deposition on the mother. And then, that's right, the follow-up, I went over, he got a transcript of the deposition and we went over it. Next thing you know, he was blindsided and he couldn't believe it. She wanted to settle out of court and agree to 50-50. Boom. All he did to get on the offensive was a deposition. And he made her look stupid. And he made her fumble at her words and fumble. See, nobody's holding these women accountable. And you're giving in to the devil's MO when you're letting a narcissist totally control and dominate the case and the conversation. And you sit back and like, let me play nice and let them dominate. Chamberlain tried to play nice with Hitler and negotiate and talk with him while he's swooping up Poland and France and all that other stuff. Churchill went in there and knocked him out, and the war was over with American help. Get on the offensive. Give it a try.